This is a fire. It blocked off every road. This is near Bogomar in the town of Tonawanda, New York. 'Cause I live in New York. I live in Niagara County, New York. So.
Terrifying day for folks here in the town of Tonawanda. An incident that started about 9 this morning. Right now, we're going to give you a look of where we're standing. We are right in the backyard, actually, of Joe Hollywood's home. They share it with the Burns family here on Eggert Road, right near Freeze. Flames were shooting from that home earlier this morning. Again, really a frightening sight. Now, police believe at this point that Joe Hollywood, the suspect, died in that fire, but we don't have confirmation of that yet. They suspect. We're just hearing right now that his body has been found inside. I spoke to the Burns family, went up to their second floor, looked out the window, and a little bit earlier this afternoon they saw police and fire put a very large ladder, about a 15-foot ladder, down into what apparently was the basement of that home. So right now we only suspect that that's where the remains were found, but that's still yet to be confirmed, a lot of those details at any rate. But again, this really was an incident that caused a lot of fright in the area. Kenton schools were on lockdown today just until the past half hour, where kids actually allowed to come home as police searched another nearby residence. Now again, this whole incident started at about 9 o'clock this morning, and our own Jeff Preval has the details.
The emergency on Freeze Road in the town of Tonawanda began with a call around 9:15 this morning.
An unknown female on the phone was screaming and crying, saying he's going to kill me, he's got a gun, and then stated he started the house on fire.
The suspect is 60-year-old Joseph Hollywood. In addition to setting the house on fire, police believe he fired shots inside the home. According to police, the female caller was Hollywood's wife, who called police after an argument with Hollywood. Officers say she's okay. This man just happened to be passing by.
And I seen the flames shooting out. So I got to the front of the house, and a lady was standing there in the driveway. I says, "Is there anybody in the house?" She says, "My dog and my husband, who started the fire."
Quickly, police moved into position as if in a standoff, with the possibility of Hollywood inside armed. Popping sounds were heard, but it's unclear if these were gunshots. Cops were seen with rifles in a defensive posture while keeping their eyes on the house. This was happening as firefighters extinguished the blaze while keeping their distance, not sure if Hollywood was alive. The emergency caused Kenton schools to be put on lockdown. Also, since police weren't able to immediately identify Hollywood's location, this created the possibility that he could have escaped from the house. All residents within a 15-mile radius were told to seek shelter in their basements. A couple hours later, a SWAT team went inside the home, but police say some parts can't be entered into because the home has partially collapsed. The dog that was inside is believed to be dead, along with Hollywood, who police say has an extensive criminal background.
Based on the way the call came out, some of the information we got from the female caller, he sounded as if he was intent to die today, whether it be from the police or himself, so whether or not those gunshots were him shooting himself.
This is Chance News, Buffalo, copied by Gannett.
Gannett. Police have released that Joseph Hollywood's body has been found in the basement of the house here. We should report that the various lockdowns with Kenton schools as well as the residents of the area expired around 1:30, and Marialis, according to police, it could take several days for them to process all the evidence and all the information of what did happen here today.
Sure, when you actually see the house and see how charred it is, you can understand why it's going to take quite some time for police and investigators to go through that. Great report. Thank you, Jeff. Well, a lot of people are asking, who is Joe Hollywood? Apparently, someone with somewhat of a known reputation in Western New York, Michael.
Yeah, Joe Hollywood is a name that certainly people in this neighborhood know, and police know that as well. They've had a lot of dealings, specifically local police here, with the suspect, Joe Hollywood, who again, his body has been found here today. We spoke with a lot of people. Most know the name Joe Hollywood in this neighborhood. Some people say, he was, an okay guy. Others have had quite a few dealings with Joe Hollywood that weren't so positive. But here's a little bit of what folks in the neighborhood and what police are saying about this suspect tonight. Sad to hear this.
Yeah, I am sad to hear it. I did like Joe.
Cheryl Schaefer grew up beside Joe and has known him for decades. He was born here in Tonawanda as Joe Bernarski before later changing his name to Joe Hollywood.
He didn't really have a strong parental figures in the house, but he was a great kid. He was funny. He was just always in some sort of mischief.
That mischief escalated into his teens, and several sources confirmed by his late 20s or early 30s, Joe was arrested after robbing a local liquor store and shooting at a police officer. He served time in state prison. Over the past 10 years, his crimes were less serious but frequent. Lieutenant Nick Beto with Town Tonawanda Police says officers have had 18 incidents with him since 2003.
The natures are to run the gamut of disturbance, reckless driving, parking problems, domestic problems, disorderly conduct problems.
Joe Hollywood is also known as the Drunk Santa, making appearances at Bills games and other events and leading to several arrests.
He's done crazy things.
We've had regular contact with him for years.
His name is known to many of the officers who patrol this area.
Correct. Joseph Hollywood is a catchy, easily remembered name.
His name now known to many in Western New York after today's dangerous standoff. Despite his criminal history, Cheryl is surprised it came to this.
I would never think he would hurt anybody or flip out. He would just do stunts. He just thought it was funny and just wanted to live life crazy.
And so that's what Cheryl says, who again has known him for decades. If you talk to other neighbors who have been dealing with this suspect for several years, they have sort of
Sorry about that, guys.
just a matter of time before he went over the edge. So Mary Alice, other people in this neighborhood not surprised actually by what happened here today.
Yes, surely there were some indications that he was somewhat of a troubled individual.
Yeah, certainly police have had a lot of dealings with him.
All right, thank you, Michael. Well, again, the scene here today is not far from a number of Kenmore schools, which went into immediate lockdown as the situation unfolded. Now, that meant that no one was allowed to enter or leave any of their buildings. The superintendent told us that they issued the order
Interim
to
superintendent.
inform them that shots had been fired and that they were not sure if Mr. Hollywood was still in his home. But again, as we mentioned a little bit earlier on, the lockdown is now over and all kids have been allowed to leave Kenton schools. Well, we have much more for you on WGRZ.com. You can check out those details, and we'll also be back at 5:30, Kelly and Scott, with more information on this very important incident today. Back to you.
Sure was. All right, Mary Alice, thank you very much. Mary Alice, Jeff, and Michael, appreciate your report.
Our additional coverage online includes a photo gallery of the incident as it unfolded for several hours today. You can check out the photos in the photo gallery section at WGRZ.com. A house exploded in Chautauqua County.
That's it, guys. What are you saying about that? I think that people are getting more and more crazy lately. What do you guys think about that? Comment and subscribe. Please remember, this is in the town of Kenmore, New York. I live near there. I live like a half hour from there. I live in the town of Nassau County, New York, which is a different county, but close. That's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Remember, New York is an awesome state. And that's it, guys. Well, I guess we'll watch this. Oh yeah, Buffalo Metro Rail, so that rail had to get shut down. Watch this real quick.
23-year-old Calvin Haskins of Buffalo was arrested just a few blocks away.
I've been in Buffalo, an hour from Buffalo, New York. 1 hour.
He's in critical condition at UCMC. A school bus vandal forced Frontier schools to close today. Coming up new at 5:30, we'll tell you who police have arrested, what he did. Again, that's coming up new at 5:30.
That's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and Bills stink. That's it. Bye-bye.